Hello everyone, my name is Ingo Schüder. I'm a resident of Middle Furlong in Didcot, South Oxfordshire. Today is Saturday the 9th of July 2016. In this little video I am going to show you how beautiful our neighborhood is here. I'm going to tell you about the quality of life and about all the wildlife you can currently see. And I will also tell you about a proposal from Oxfordshire County Council to build a new road that will be known as the Didcot Northern Perimeter Road, Phase 3. And this road would run right behind our houses and would reduce our quality of life, and it would destroy a little woodland known as Furlong Woodland, and it would cause lots of other damage. Before I go any further, I'd like to talk you through a few maps so you get a feeling for the area and what is proposed. So this is the map that Oxfordshire County Council provided. It shows the overall proposal for the road. The road would start at the existing T-junction of the A4130 or Didcot Northern Perimeter Road with Abingdon Road or Ladygrove Road. That is the B4016. It would cut through Furlong Woodland and pass immediately behind lots of houses at Middle Furlong, Bush Furlong, Short Furlong and the Frith. It will also affect lots of other residents in lots of other streets in a negative way. It would finish near the Didcot Golf Course on Haddon Hill. That is the heavily congested road from Didcot to Wallingford. This next map shows the land that Oxfordshire County Council currently owns. It is defined by the red boundary that you can see here. They actually do not own the southern part of the land that you saw on the earlier map, and that is required to build the road. This whole piece of land is quite narrow. It's only 30 to 40 meters from east to west, and that is likely to cause some issues and challenges when it comes to the planning application. You also see a black dashed line here on the map. I will walk along what is shown here as that black dashed line from start to finish, and I will record video while doing that. I am now standing at the point that is marked start on the map I just showed you. It is what would be the most northwestern end of the new road. If I'm quiet for a moment, you might just about hear the road noise. That's from Abingdon Road. I'm now going to turn around and basically walk along the proposed road, and I'm just going to show you kind of the things that you can see then, the wildlife that we've got there. So to start with, right here, just an illustration that we've got lots of nice plants. So this is teasel, which makes a lovely Christmas decoration. Some people do that, make little hedgehogs out of that. So there's lots of plants here. You can see quite a lot of bushes there. You can see just about the roof of some of the houses. So I'm now going to walk in this direction and show you a few things. See if this goes. Okay, off we go. So you can see everywhere we've got trees, shrubs. Here's a hawthorn bush, more hawthorn bushes here in front of us, and quite dense grassy vegetation with a number of different plants. Yeah, that's the thick hedgerow which separates the current houses from the area where the road is proposed for. I just carry on walking. You see here, I'm close to some of the houses. Those are the houses at the most northern end of Middle Furlong. And now what you can see here is some quite mature oak trees. You can see they're quite tall. I'll just go up there. It's quite a tall tree. And I'd like to tell you a few things about this. So first of all, the environmental impact assessment report that was done in December 2015 calls this scrubland or grassland or even wasteland.
And one of the first things I want to tell you, it's certainly not wasteland. It's very valuable for biodiversity. Got brambles here, which are great for butterflies. I've just spotted a marbled white and a meadow brown, so there's species here. But coming back to the oak tree is the tree which supports the greatest amount of different types of wildlife. According to some data I found, an oak tree supports a larger number of different life forms than any other British tree, and this includes up to 284 different types of insects. So, and as you've seen before, they're quite mature. I just walk on, and so you see how dense it is wherever I go. There's trees, very big shrubs. I'm just walking through here. It's a bit tight, and according to the Forestry Commission, any area that is covered with trees, where the trees make, well, the canopy cover of the trees is 20% or has the potential to do so, that is considered a woodland. And if you want to chop down a woodland, you need to apply for a felling license with the Forestry Commission. The Forestry Commission is the government statutory body dealing with woodlands. And I've told the County Council in a letter on the 9th of May, I think it was, no, 30th of May, excuse me, it was on the 30th of May. I told them that they need a felling license if they want to cut this little woodland here. I'm not quite sure if they've taken that in, but we'll see. There's just the red kite flying. I don't know if you can see, there's two red kites, as quite often you can see red kites here. I'll just walk a little bit further and tell you a little bit more in a moment. I am now standing at what is the boundary between the houses in the northern part of Middle Furlong and the land owned by the County Council, which is proposed for the road. You see there is a fence there. Yes, people park their cars. And as you can see here, this is a very mature, very high, very dense row of trees, a very thick hedge. It's kind of going out into the area. All the trees and shrubs and plants you see here would be cut as part of this proposal. And I'd like to tell you a few things about these hedgerows and rows of trees. So research has been done which says that a belt of trees can reduce noise levels by as much as 6 to 8 decibels for every 30 meters width of woodland. So what the residents are saying is we need to keep this because it's a great visual barrier and it's a great noise barrier. It swallows up the noise. And what I've just quoted to you is from research which was quoted in a Forestry Commission publication from 2012. And other research has been done in the Journal for Urban Forestry and Urban Greening in 2012, and it found that noise level by greenbelts can be reduced by up to 17 decibels, and the reduction in 10 decibels, that means that the noise is cut in half. So we're talking about a very significant reduction. The same research I've just told you about also found that the total suspended particles, that is particles coming from cars and from power stations, can be removed by such a tree belt by as much as 65%. So this is great for us. It keeps our air clean. The stuff that's coming from the cars, also known as PM 2.5 and PM 10, that's the stuff causing asthma, lung cancer and coronary heart disease. And we don't want to get those diseases, and we want to stay healthy, so we need the protection of this tree belt, and we want a significant tree belt to stay here so it's safe and we keep clean air. I'm going to stop the video now for a short moment and just carry on walking a bit further towards the east, following the track of the proposed road. I'm just walking here again. As you can see, it's very dense. We've got some wild roses here. I need to move around a little bit so I can get through. So you see, wherever I go, there's branches Lots of plants. There's another lovely oak tree. And I'll just keep going this way. It's a bit of a jungle. Yeah, we've got brambles here, which are also great for butterflies and for lots of other insects. So I'll just keep walking in this direction. You see, wherever I go is trees. All over the place we've got trees here. And I already told you about how great the oak is for wildlife. Lots of birds here as well. It was just a chiff chaff singing. I don't know if you can hear it on the recording. Yes, willow warbler, long-tailed tit I kind of found around here. There's the chiff chaff singing again. Now I need to find my way back in this dense forest. See, wherever I go with the camera, everywhere are plants and trees. I'm going to pause the video now. I just need to find my way into what we call Furlong Woodland. Once I've found a way through this thicket here, I'm going to turn the video back on. So I'm standing right where the road would be, right here. And I'm now looking towards Furlong Woodland, so that's looking towards a southeasterly direction. I'm now probably outside the land owned by Oxfordshire County Council, just outside where the road would be. And I'll keep moving. See, again, lots of plants here. We know there's deer in the area, so sometimes I see deer tracks when I go to this place. I'll just keep walking. See, wherever I go with the camera, wherever I go, there's trees and very big, very mature hawthorn bushes. This land has been left alone for at least 30 years. Nothing has been done with it since the Lady Grove housing estate was built and the houses that the residents nearby now live in. So, see, everywhere is trees, and I'm getting closer to the entry of what is a much more mature woodland. So this is a relatively young woodland, and I'm now getting close to a very mature woodland. Let's see if I can get in. Okay, I finally found my entry to Furlong Woodland. Big trees here in front of me, and I'm going to go in. It might be a little bit dark. We see what the image quality is like. But I've got an ash tree here right next to me, more brambles. Now we'll get another oak tree, quite a big oak tree. And I can see now suddenly things change. Now I'm in the woodland. There's not so much undergrowth because it's relatively dark down here. And you can already see there's some big trees there. Might have been part of an avenue. And we've got horse chestnut here and sycamore trees and a few other trees. And I've now probably moved into the next quadrant. So this is the 100 square meter map reference SU 539907 I'm now in. Okay, but before I show you any more of Furlong Woodland, I'd like to take a very quick excursion with you and go to the eastern edge of Furlong Woodland. And what is located there is Didcot Golf Course. So let's just go there now. Okay, so we're coming out here. It's quite steep, and up the steep slope. And what you see here now, that's Didcot Golf Course. I'm not going to go any further. This is not mine. But the reason I'm taking you here is that I've been sitting here in this place before in the evening, and I've been observing bats. And the bats have been flying around here, the edge of this woodland, like this. They go around and fly around the edge of this woodland. And in a moment I'm going to show you a still image of a bat, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about bats, why they're important and why they're worth protecting.
Bats are mammals. They belong to a group of animals which enjoy the highest level of protection. They are European protected species, so it is important to protect these. Bats come out in the late evening, during dusk, And then they start foraging. They fly around the edges of the trees. They feed on insects using sonar. According to guidance on the .gov website, you are breaking the law if you do certain things with bats, and that includes deliberately capture, injure or kill bats, if you damage or destroy a breeding or resting place, if you remove commuting habitats, and what they mean by that is something like hedgerows, watercourses or woodland, and that's what we fear would happen here. And you also break the law if you change or remove a bat's foraging areas. I told the County Council so in writing on 30th of May 2016. I'm not sure if they've taken it in. Yeah, just a final note to say is that you could be sent to prison if you break this law for up to 6 months, and there is in theory, unlimited fine if you are found doing any of the above. So let's hope we can find a good resolution.
Right, okay, so that's all about bats. So let's go back into Furlong Woodland and towards the area where the road would be built. And the next thing I want to talk about is amphibians. So you might know there's a number of ponds on the golf course, and the water's actually drained from the golf course into this area, and there's always a little area with water that's permanently filled with water. And then we've got a number of ditches here. I'm just trying to show you, and they seem more or less stationary, but it's quite a wet area. And then on the other side, we've got a ditch as well, oh, interesting here, just to show. This is a golf ball from the golf course, so this is how far they get kicked out into this area. And that, well, there's another story about a massive fence or netting they want to put up, but I'll tell you about that another time. So as you see, here's the ditches. Now water, why is that relevant? There's another European protected species, and that's the great crested newt. Now I haven't seen the great crested newt here, but they're quite difficult to spot. What I have spotted, however, are common frog and the common toad. And there is a very large population of great crested newts out on the Wittenham clumps, Wittenham Wood, and it is possible that there are some great crested newts here as well, and they would enjoy exactly the same status as the bats, so they enjoy the same level of protection, and that would be a strong reason, if they were here as well, that would be another strong reason not to build this road. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is what is a bit of an adventure playground. Well, not official, but the fact is that children come here and they play and they have fun and they experience nature, and it's so important for children, so much better than them playing here than sitting in front of their computer or television set. They need to get out and have a bit of exercise. Just before you even ask, no, there are no drugs here. I've very, very rarely found bottles for alcoholic drinks, empty bottles or cans. I've never found cigarette stumps. I'm quite convinced there's no drugs being consumed here. All the teenagers and children I see here are very well behaved, and they're just having a good time, and yeah, having fun and exploring nature, completely harmless. And it would be great if we could conserve this place for children. I'm now looking towards the houses of Middle Furlong, only that you cannot see them because the vegetation here is so dense, and what you're seeing right now, that is exactly where the road would go. So all of this would have to be cut down. It's a very dense woodland. Wild roses here, hawthorn, blackthorn, sycamore, smaller plants down here, and bigger plants wherever you look. There's another chestnut. So let me just go in here a little bit, and you can see what a thicket it is. It's a haven for wildlife. Wildlife is absolutely safe here. Again, there is a chiff-chaff singing. You might hear that on the recording. Other birds we hear singing here. are blackcap, song thrush, blackbird, robin, wren, and other birds. Also tawny owl we hear kind of in the middle of the night. So I'm going to carry on walking here, and what you see here is now quite a well-developed footpath. So there's a good number of people coming here and enjoying this place. Not just children, but also adults. And it is so important that we go out and have exercise and enjoy green space. A UK Department for Health study in 2009 estimated that a 10% increase in physical activity in adults would bring an overall economic benefit to England with at least £500 million per year. So that's a lot of money, that's a lot of lives which could be positively changed, or are being positively changed at the moment for children coming here. And these little humps that you see here, I believe they are part of what used to be a BMX track. They haven't been used recently, but clearly as kids are coming out here and doing very harmless but fun things, it would be great if we could keep it that way. I'm now going southbound, roughly parallel to the route of the proposed road, just to the east of where the road would probably be. I'm going to follow this footpath. You can see it's a well-established footpath, and I'm going to go as far south as I can go. There is a little track off here, just to show you that it continues to be a dense woodland here with sycamores, hawthorn, very dense. I'm just going to go down here. You see here one of the ditches and a fence. I'm just going to carry on going this way just to show you what a dense woodland this is. I could probably just about, yeah, can just go a little bit further. Some nice flowering plants here, just one example. Yeah, I often hear wrens singing in this area, robins, they like this kind of thicket. It opens up a little bit at times, you can see here. And again, can you spot the houses? They're somewhere in that direction, but you can hardly see. I can't go any further because it's so dense, but all of this would have to go. All of this would have to go if they built the road. Right, I'm now going to walk what is kind of a cross-section of where the route of the proposed road would go, just again to show you the popular footpath here, and that it is very dense vegetation, lots of trees, hawthorns. I'm just going to walk out of this woodland now towards the middle furlong, and you can see that's the fence, which is the boundary between the land behind, just a very narrow strip of grass behind our houses, and then we fear that everything this side of the fence is going to be chopped down as part of the proposed road. Everything that you see here on this side of the fence is going to be chopped down. So we'll come out here, and you see already the back of the houses, a nice sycamore here, and yeah, now we'll come out. You can see the houses, and I know the lady who lives in this house right next to us that you just saw in the video, and she says she regularly sees bats flying around these trees. So now on the western edge of this woodland, she says she regularly sees bats flying around the edge of the woodland here. We're now coming back to the houses. This is a public green space. Kids use it for football and for croquet and for various other things. You can see we're getting close to the houses, and there is actually a small playground for children, primary school age children. Yeah, and this is what we see, our neighbours see when we look out of our windows from our houses. We see this woodland, and we wouldn't want to see a road, and we wouldn't want to have the noise. So that's what we really like. There's been some research done, and it was published in a 2012 publication by Natural England, that's the government statutory nature conservation agency, and that found that a property located on the edge of a park can attract a premium between 5 and 19%. It's even recognised in the environmental impact assessment scoping study that the residents of these houses may be able to get some compensation if this road is built. And this is based on the Land Compensation Act from 1973. Well, it provides a means by which compensation can be paid to owners of a property that has experienced a loss in the value caused by the use of public works, such as new roads. And one of the factors that may be considered to affect the value of land or property is noise. And a change in noise is usually regarded as having a change in a property's value. I have done some noise recordings here, and just to say, it is very, very quiet here. If it's in the evenings and the birds stop singing, the outside noise is as low as 20 decibel. That's what people usually consider as the noise level inside a house rather than outside, but it's the outside noise level. It's very, very quiet here. Every now and then you hear a plane, every now and then you might hear the train, a far rumbling in the distance, but you don't hear a major road, and this would completely change if this road was built. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, please share the video, please tell your friends about this. And the last thing I'd like to say is there is a Facebook group now which is called Didcot Northern Perimeter Road Phase 3 Residence Group. So please search for that once you're logged into Facebook. And it's a closed group, but everybody who's got an interest into this proposal and wants to do something to stop it or to improve the way it's implemented, please join this group, and we're going to share information there about the residence group, about things we find out. So it would be lovely if you could join us on that group, join our effort to stop this road, or certainly to do something to improve the way this road is being built. So thanks again for watching. I'm going to finish just with a few images of wildlife, some still images that I've taken here, and I hope you enjoyed that as well. So thanks again for watching. Bye bye.